guys, it's Jessie here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be doing an Amazon haul today. During this time when we are all stuck at home pretty much all the time, there's been like 5 things I've been doing to keep myself sane. So those 5 things are eating, which you may be able to tell by my face. I've put on a little bit of weight. Weight Watchers has pretty much gone out the window. That's why you guys haven't seen Weight Watchers videos. So there's been eating, reading. I've been doing a ton of reading. Watching TV, playing video games, sleeping, and shopping. And that's what we're going to talk about today. It's an Amazon haul. I don't know about you guys, but retail therapy is real for me. Whenever I'm feeling stressed or anxious, shopping helps. I used to go to TJ Maxx or Walmart and just walk around. Obviously, we can't do that right now, but what we can do is shop Amazon, and that's what I've been doing. I've been buying a ton of both household type things as well as like books and stationery and things like that to keep my mind occupied. I mentioned that in one of my budgeting videos recently and asked if you guys would be interested in seeing a haul, and some of you said yes. So that's what this video is today. I'm going to show you all the stuff I've purchased in quarantine on Amazon. They just make it way too easy with that Prime shipping. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I said that I've been doing a ton of reading, and I have. I've read more in the past few months than I have in years. Both some of my old favorites and some new things. I did pick up some new books on Amazon, and that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. If you guys are interested in a video on what I've been reading, watching, doing to occupy my time, I don't know how interested you guys would be in that, but I would love to share that. Like my favorite TV, movies, video games, books. I love talking about that sort of thing. I'm like the ultimate fangirl when it comes to stuff like that. So if you'd be interested in that video, let me know. But for now, I'm just going to show you guys the items that I've picked up recently. So in terms of books, the very first one I picked up is by Margaret, Atwood. It's The Testaments. If you're not familiar with this book, it is essentially a sequel to The Handmaid's Tale, which was written back in the 80s. I read it years ago. And absolutely loved it long before they turned it into a Hulu series. Very, very popular TV show right now. I have watched that and I love it as well. But so when I heard that she was coming out with a sequel, it's 15 years after the events of the Handmaid's Tale book, I knew I wanted to read it, but I haven't had the opportunity. I've been too busy. Reading is one of those things that I haven't really made time for, even though I love to do it. But when we're all stuck at home and there's nothing else to do, suddenly I found myself with a ton of time. So I immediately ordered this book. Everything that I talk about in this video is going to be linked down below directly to the Amazon link. It's not an affiliate link. I'm not going to make any money off of it. I'm just wanting to share this kind of stuff with you. So if you're interested in getting this book, it'll be linked down below. It's really good. It was pretty predictable. I have already read it. There were no like major surprises or anything with this book, but it was well written. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed revisiting some characters that I read about in the first book. So overall, I really did like it. The only copy that they had available on Amazon was the large print. So, I mean, this looks like a pretty hefty book, but the print is very, very large, so I got through it relatively quickly. I'm a very quick reader anyway, but I did enjoy it. I will read it again and again. I tend to do that with my favorite books. I read them over and over. I'm not a one and done type of gal, so I'm definitely glad that I have it. The Handmaid's Tale, the original, I just have on for my e-reader. I don't have a physical copy of that book. I used to years ago. I don't know whatever happened to it, but I might go back and buy that one as well because that's a phenomenal story. It's got some pretty hard to read things in it in terms of like triggering stuff, but very well written. It's very eye-opening, I guess, to read it. And everything that Margaret Atwood writes about has happened in real life. So it's a dystopian type novel. I don't want to get into too many details because this video will get too long. It's not a book review. But there's like torture and stuff in these books, and some of it, you read it and it's so triggering and so awful to think about humans doing that to one another. But every single thing that she wrote, she took from history. So it has happened in real life, and it's terrifying, but it's also a great read. So I do recommend that book. A couple of other books that I have picked up are more in the lines of like self-care. We've had more time than ever to focus on that sort of thing. And like I said, during this time when it's like high stress, high anxiety, self-care is really important. It's very important to take care of not only your physical health, but also your mental health. And with that in mind, I picked up these two books. They're just fun. This first one is The Little Book of Self-Care for Scorpio. Simple Ways to Refresh and Restore According to the Stars. Now, I am not one of these people that gets really heavily into astrology, but I thought this book seemed super cute. It's all about like self-care that you can do based around your astrological sign. So some of the things in here are, let's see. There's a lot of just kind of non-specific self-care things that you can do regardless of your astrological sign. I mean, all of these things you can. But some of them are geared toward specifical, that's not a word. They're geared toward specific things that your astrological sign is known for. So, or things around Scorpios. Like this one says, immerse yourself in the work of Scorpio artists. And then it lists artists that were Scorpios. So it ties in that way. And like if you are a water sign, then it tells you specifically things you can do for self-care with water, like a bubble bath or a shower. If you're a fire sign, you know, that sort of thing. So it's just cute. I think this would make a really good gift. Like a birthday gift based on someone's astrological sign. It's just a cute little book. It was relatively affordable, I think like $12 or something. And I enjoyed it. I read through it in like an evening. I have picked out a few of the self-care things in this book to actually do, and it's been fun to kind of read through. Just a lighthearted thing. If you guys want to know more about this book, let me know. I know I didn't describe it very well at all. And then the last book here is sort of a guided journal. So it gives you prompts and you journal based on what those prompts are. And this is Zenoss, a journal for practicing the mindful art of not giving a shit, which I love that. I think it's super cute. Obviously, it's all, you know, censored, but it's all about positivity and sort of an F you attitude, sorry not sorry, that sort of thing. And it's just cute. It's brilliantly illustrated. It's got so many great colors and fun prompts in here. I'll just read one at random here. This is the F you haiku. Some people are naturally gifted at poetry. For the rest of the population, poetry is a special form of torture designed only to remind us that we're all illiterate idiots milling about until we die. Enter the haiku. Haikus are fun, they're easy, they're a great way to get some stuff off your chest. Has something or someone been bothering you lately? Get your catharsis on and write them an FU haiku. Let it out on paper, but don't actually send it to them because that would be rude. And then it gives you the little space to write your haiku, asks you for a title, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and then 5 syllables, which obviously is what a haiku is. And it's just fun, kind of cathartic. There's more positive ones here as well, like this one says, thanks a million, who are the people you're most thankful for? And it gives you a chance to write those out, and then it says, what do you appreciate most about them? And then, how would you feel if someone wrote those things about you? Pretty great. Yes, so tell them. Make them feel effing great. So, I don't know, I just thought it was fun. This is the sort of thing that I'm all about. Again, it's sort of cathartic and self-care-y, and I've been wanting to try something like this for a while, so when I saw this on Amazon, I picked that up as well. The other book that I ordered is not here yet. I pre-ordered the sequel to The Hunger Games. It's actually not a sequel, it's a prequel. Very excited about it. It's supposed to be here this week. It is Suzanne Collins' latest novel, and it takes you back to the 10th annual Hunger Games. Obviously, if you read The Hunger Games, we read about the 74th annual Hunger Games, and the 75th as well, but this takes it way back. It's all about President Snow and his sort of journey, I guess. I'm very excited to read it, get some more kind of introspection on President Snow, so that'll be here this week, and I'm very excited. I really enjoyed the Hunger Games series, so I'm really excited to read that as well. So that's it for books. This video is going to be long, I can tell, so let's get into the next thing. Something fun. I picked myself up a new phone case. This is it here. I also picked up the little bow ring phone holder thing. I don't like pop sockets, but I do like having something to hold on to, something to use as like a kickstand if I'm watching videos on my phone. I think this little bow is so cute. I had one of these on my previous phone case as well. It sticks on with like 3M tape, so it's really sturdy on there, and I just think it's so pretty. This is the rose gold bow. They also have it in gold and silver. It was pretty affordable, like $9, and it just makes me happy, and the phone case does as well. I love this sort of marble detail with the rose gold. It's pink. It's one of those that's double layered, so it's got like a silicone case and then the plastic that clips over it, so it's very sturdy. I drop my phone a lot. I've never broken one, knock on wood. Hopefully I never do. And I just was in the mood for a new phone case, and it's fun. I use my phone constantly, so having it be pretty to look at is nice. And if you're wondering, I have the Samsung A20, so it's not the S series. I don't go in for really expensive phones. I tend to buy a phone for, you know, $200 or less and use it until it craps out and then buy a new one. I'm not one of these people that has to upgrade every single year or whatever, so this was just a relatively affordable phone. I get my service through Boost Mobile, so it's like a pay-as-you-go service, so this case is for that, but I'm sure they have this design for other phones as well. I'll link it down below, the one that I bought. You can do some research, figure out what will fit your phone if you like this, but overall, I just think it's really pretty. Something else that I picked up recently that I desperately needed and have needed for a while is an external hard drive. This one is by Toshiba. I think it's a 2 terabyte drive, if I'm not mistaken. You guys know with my videos, I'm constantly going through video footage and files, and I recently had a scenario where I thought I had lost a lot of my files on my computer. For whatever reason, my computer had rebooted itself and all of my files were just gone. It turns out that they were buried still in my computer. Just my quick access links had been removed for whatever reason. I still to this day can't figure out what happened. But I was able to find all my files, and the first thing that I did was go on Amazon, buy a hard drive here to back everything up. I used to back up my files religiously, and I just sort of got out of the habit of doing that, and that's not good if you want to keep videos and pictures and that sort of thing. So I picked that up. It wasn't super expensive. I like that it is powered. It doesn't have like a power cord. It's powered by your computer via USB, and it works out well for me, and it's something I definitely needed to have with this whole YouTube thing. And also, you know, photos of my kids and stuff. I have a ton of vlog footage from over the years that I didn't want to lose, so definitely handy to have that. Okay, let's talk stationery, because I have been doing a ton of paper planning and list making and that sort of thing in this time. Journaling, just trying to keep my mind clear of all of the gazillion thoughts that go through my head. If I write it down, then it's out of here and it's not causing me undue stress. So some of the things that I've picked up lately in terms of stationery, I got the Create 365 Daily Planning Fill Paper for the big size Happy Planner. I had this for the classic size Happy Planner, but I've been using the bigger size Happy Planner to do all of my budgeting in. And Erin Condren recently came out with her Daily Duo, which is like a whole daily planner. I was having serious FOMO, thinking that I needed it, but it's a dated thing, and I know that not every single day am I going to need to plan out on a whole big piece of paper. You know, a lot of times my weekly planner is enough, but there are days when I'm especially busy where it helps me to write things out for the whole day based on the hour with appointments and to-do lists and things. And so I decided to try these out. Sorry about the crinkling plastic, you guys. Instead of buying that Daily Duo, that's a $65 planner that I wasn't sure I would use every day. This was $7, and it's very similar to the Daily Duo in concept in that it has a spot here for to-dos, and then it has your day broken down by hours on this side. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this. I'll put like a picture up. It has top priorities on the top, so it's just a way to kind of break down your day. It's also brain dump on the other side, which is exactly what I do when I try to plan out my day, is just dump it all out of my brain. So I'm really excited to have these now. I can put them in the same planner as my budget. I'm going to be using sort of a tandem planner system. Starting in July, I'm going to be using the Erin Condren Life Planner, the vertical, for my weekly planner. I'm going to continue to use the Big Happy Planner for my budget planner, and then I'm also going to include these daily pages in that planner as well. So if you guys are interested in planner videos, plan with me style things, I used to do that all the time on my channel. Let me know. I'd be happy to film something like that for you guys in the future. But I'm glad that I have these. I think that's really going to help, and it's going to stop me from buying that Daily Duo planner on Erin Condren's website, which I know that I do not need, even though I really want it. Okay, some more stationery stuff. I'm going to take this out of its plastic so it doesn't crinkle, but these are square memo tracing paper sticky notes. I'm a sucker for cute stationery. I'm a sucker for post-it notes. These are transparent in nature, and I love them. I think they are so pretty. I love that I can jot down a note about something and put it on my planner or on a book that I'm reading or whatever, and have the note there, but have it still be see-through so I can see the content behind it. These were exorbitantly expensive. I dropped the other one on the floor. It came with a pack of 2. Each pack has 50 sticky notes on it, and these were like $11. So ridiculously expensive, but I just thought that they were so beautiful. They're like this rosy pink color. They had them in blue, I think, and green, and they also had some really cool, like, lunar, like, constellation type looking ones, which were really pretty. They were expensive, but this is just one of these things that is pretty and it makes me happy, and so I went for it. I'm going to use these very sparingly. I have a ton of your typical like post-it notes. I also have a ton of those old, remember back in the day when the Target dollar spot used to put out all the little sticky notes and things and all the planner girls went crazy over them? I have a ton of those. So I'm not going to be going through these anytime soon, but just to have something special or extra pretty for a planner spread or whatever, I don't know. I'm a sucker. I bought those. The last sort of stationery item that I bought is this. I went on Amazon specifically looking for a clipboard. I help my husband out with his payroll paperwork every week. He gets paid based on commission, and so we have to figure out the math every week to turn in his paperwork. And I wanted either a folder or a clipboard or something to kind of keep all of that stuff together so that it, obviously, so I don't lose it or misplace it or whatever. So I went on there looking for a clipboard and I came across this, and I think this is so beautiful. They call this a Clipboard Portfolio, I guess, and they had a lot of like Lily Pulitzer ones for around the same price as this, and other like designer brands, but this is the design that I thought was the prettiest. This is just one of Amazon's recommendations. It's got this navy blue color, and then it's got all the gold foiling accents, which is beautiful. The clipboard itself is very sturdy. It's got gold hardware, and it's one of these that you just lift up and put your paper underneath there, and then inside, let me pull out my husband's paperwork. Excuse me. There we go. No more personal information. Inside it has a little folder here that I can keep all of his various things. And then it also has this little legal pad. And of course, this legal pad, once it's gone, you can replace it with a different one. But I don't know, I just thought this was handy for what I needed. It's really beautiful. It's got this strap that keeps it closed when you're not using it, and it also has a little pen loop here, which I have been using. Another product that I purchased from Amazon, I did not bring it in here. They are the Sharpie S Gel Pens, which I'm absolutely loving. I'll put a little picture up here so you guys can see. They're just great gel pens. You guys know, if you've been watching me for any length of time, how much I love pens and markers. Especially gel pens are my favorite. And so everybody in the planner community was raving about the new Sharpie S Gel Pens, so of course I had to try them. I just bought a little pack that has a black, a blue, and a red. I think I didn't buy like multicolored ones. Typically I only use black ink. I do use red ink when I'm doing my budgets. So I just wanted to try them out, and I'm really enjoying them. My favorite pen is the Pilot G2 pen. But the Sharpie S Gels are pretty nice, I gotta say, so I did pick up some of those. Alright, I think we are coming to the end of all of this. I know this video has been ridiculously long. Let me just check and make sure I'm not forgetting anything of a kind of smaller nature before I talk about the big ticket items. Alright, you guys, so I posted all about these on my Instagram page. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I highly recommend that you do. I post a lot on there, both like personal, family type stuff, pictures of my kiddos, that sort of thing, but also things that I'm doing, reading, watching, and awesome purchases. So these were actually a Mother's Day gift for me from my kids. They are wireless earbuds. I know everybody's all about AirPods. I think those are ridiculously expensive. But I love the idea of a wireless earbud or headphone. I do a ton of editing, so not being attached to my laptop while I'm editing is great. So I wanted wireless earbuds, but I didn't want to pay an exorbitant amount of money, and that's where these guys come in. These are from the brand iLife, I-L-U-V, so they're just like an off-brand. You know, Amazon is full of all of these brands that you've never heard of. That's what this was for me. My husband got a pair of wireless earbuds from a different company that was also like a no-name company that I'd never heard of. And they were surprisingly good. He really enjoyed them. And so I said, you know what? I want a pair too. So I went searching. I found these. Of course, they're rose gold, which you guys know I'm obsessed with. They match my phone. I wanted them to be different than my husband's so we wouldn't get them mixed up. So I got these, and I'm absolutely loving them. They are very low profile. They fit right in my ear. They have a little teeny tiny nub on the end. My issue with earbuds is always that they're too big for my ears and they hurt. These don't hurt at all. I love that they have the little case that you can actually charge them in. When you charge these, the case itself charges up. So you can, you know, take these on the go and always have the ability to charge them. They're really pretty. Love that rose gold. They work great. The sound quality is amazing. They connect via Bluetooth. And I really like them a lot. This was a great Mother's Day gift. I couldn't be happier with them. And they've lasted me like 6 hours. I would have to say probably 6 hours. I've never actually worn them long enough for them to die on me, because, you know, I edit in, you know, 2 or 3 hour spurts, and that's typically the only time I use these. I think these would be great if you were going to the gym, which we're obviously not doing right now, but I look forward to the day when I can get back to the gym and use these there. I just really like them, and they were only like $30 or $35, so very, very affordable. Highly recommend those. Alright, let's talk about the bigger household items. These are things that I don't have to hold up for you because they wouldn't fit in the frame. First off, I finally bought myself a laundry sorter. I have been saying for probably 5 years, I need to get one of those laundry sorter baskets. Because if you have watched my vlogs over the years, you'll know that I struggle with my laundry routine. I'm constantly behind. I don't have a laundry room in my home. I live in a mobile home, and our washer and dryer just kind of sit in a hallway. So I don't have a room where I can put the dirty clothes in and just close the door on it and not stress if my laundry is behind. My laundry's all over the place if I get behind. And so I bought one of the laundry sorters on wheels. It's got 4 different hampers so that I can sort the laundry based on type. Makes it super easy and sort of keeps all of my laundry that's constantly out of control contained. I'll pop up a little picture here or some footage or whatever. I really like it. It was not super affordable, but not overly priced. I think it was like $45, which seems like a lot for something that you're gonna put dirty clothes in, but it's been working out really well for me. It's helped me keep everything a little bit more organized. It's like organized chaos with my laundry routine. So I'm really loving that. It's something that I've been meaning to get for years and just always put it off for whatever reason, but being stuck at home all the time, I'm constantly staring at the laundry pile that never ends. Honestly, I've been really good about keeping up with my laundry since we've had less going on, which is nice. And the laundry sorter, I'm pointing over here because it's actually sitting here in my bedroom with me. It's working out really well, so there's that. Another bigger purchase was a new light kit for myself. I've been trying to get back to posting YouTube videos more regularly. I've been posting my budget videos and they were always so dark. I was trying to rely on natural lighting or a really, really old set of umbrella lights that I've had for 5 or 6 years, and it just wasn't cutting it. I decided it was time I got myself some decent lighting. I didn't want to pay a small fortune for it though. I picked up a couple of softboxes for a pretty affordable price. They help light my videos. I actually have one on right now. You can probably see the reflection of it in my glasses. Sorry about that. That's one of the hazards of filming videos when you wear glasses, is you guys can see everything that's going on behind the camera reflected in my glasses. But it was time. I also bought some new umbrellas for my existing umbrella lights because sometimes you just need that sort of lighting, and my umbrella, one of my umbrellas had broken. So I set myself up with some decent lighting for my videos, and it's been pretty good. I've been enjoying it. They're from Mount Dog. Again, you know how Amazon has all of these brands that you've never heard of. That was one of them, but it was an affordable price. They're decent quality softboxes, and I'm enjoying them. So one of the things that we did recently was rearrange our furniture in our living room. We had our furniture set up in such a way that one of the windows in our living room was blocked, and we're moving into spring and I really wanted to be able to open all my windows. So we did some rearranging and reorganizing of things so that all of my windows can be open and let in all of that beautiful sunshine and spring air. But because we did that, we had these 2 humongous end tables, and the way that we had to rearrange the furniture, they just weren't fitting. And so we took those end tables down. We actually stored them in our shed. That way we had them should we need them. They're really nice, high quality end tables. They're just too big for the way that we have our furniture set up right now. We live in a very small mobile home. So we needed an end table essentially to put by my husband's chair. He sits in a recliner that he absolutely loves. I didn't want to spend a fortune because I have great end tables. I just can't use them at the moment. So I went to Amazon and I found a really beautiful small round end table that fits perfectly in the space that we needed it for. It has a fun little cloth basket on the bottom, which my cats have taken over. They take turns sleeping in there, so if I had any dreams of storing anything there, they were quickly put to rest. But it works out great. It's got a nice dark like wood top. It's not real wood. It fits our decor really well. It's a perfect size for what we needed, and it was like 50 bucks. So wasn't gonna break the bank by any stretch of the imagination, but it works out for us. Holds the lamp and my husband's coffee cup in the morning, which is all it really needed to hold, and I'm thrilled with it. I think it's really beautiful. So that was another item that we purchased. Alright, the very last thing. I know you guys are like tired of sitting here watching. I don't anticipate that a lot of you are watching to this point, or at all. I'm not sure how well this video is gonna do, but if you stuck around, then I gotta admit, I spent an exorbitant amount of money on a robot vacuum cleaner. My vacuum cleaner started giving us all sorts of trouble. We have a Shark, I don't even know what it is. It's one of those that's supposed to be really great on hard floors. We have all hard floors in my house other than one bedroom has carpet. And it started giving us trouble. And so I decided it was time to buy a new one. And I really wanted to try a robot vacuum. I've wanted one for years. I didn't want to spend $500 on it. So we did some research. We found one on Amazon that was less than $200, which was my kind of cap for price. I wasn't going to spend more than $200. It's from the brand iLife, and I love it. It is so cool how it sort of maps out your house. It's not one of those that just kind of bounces around and randomly goes. It follows a grid and it maps out your house, and it does a really good job. We run it every morning. My husband does while he's having his coffee in the morning before work. It does a great job. We do still have our Shark vacuum cleaner. We have, I think, managed to fix it. The problem with letting your kids vacuum their bedrooms and stuff is that they, you know, vacuum up Legos and crayons and God only knows what else. So I think my husband managed to fix it, which is good because the robot vacuum is awesome, but it's not like the be-all end-all. I feel like you still have to vacuum by hand occasionally or use a broom and sweep if you have hard floors, but it's just great at like keeping up in between vacuums. So I'm really loving it. I highly recommend it. There are a jillion and one robot vacuum cleaners on Amazon. We searched for days before we finally settled on one. I can't say anything about the other ones because I can only tell you the one we picked up, but the one we picked up is great. We're loving it. I highly recommend it. We named it Rosie, predictively, you know, and we're loving it. So it works really well with our Amazon Echo as well. We can just say, I'm going to say her name and she's going to light up. We can say, Alexa. She heard me. Never mind. And tell her to run Rosie and the vacuum will just go and it's great. So I highly recommend that. It was pricey, but I think it was worth it. Alright, you guys, if you made it this far, you are an awesome, amazing trooper. Leave me a comment down below and tell me if you made it this far. I would love to hear from you. Let me know if you'd like to see a video on my favorite TV, movies. I don't think there's going to be any interest in that, but I really want to film that video. I might just film it anyway. I love talking about my favorite things to watch. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe got some ideas of fun things you can buy if you're feeling the itch to do a little bit of shopping. Stick with your budget though, you guys. Don't go over budget. I don't want to be the catalyst for that. I don't want to be a bad influence, but definitely loving everything that I've picked up recently. I have put myself on a no buy, no more shopping for the foreseeable future. Hopefully we can get to a TJ Maxx soon. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!